Okay, fingers crossed that you guys can hear me now. Is everything okay? I can see the little bar moving on my microphone here in the live stream, and my microphone on my computer is turned up to 100. So I'm really doing the best I can. Okay. Yeah, you guys can hear me? Okay. Okay, good. I don't know why, but my computer from time to time, it just goes into this crash out soundscape. Hello, everybody. Hello, Igor. Hello, Sanjana, Ashley, Gabriela, Krista. Hello. I'm so happy to have you with me. I hope you like this new look. I wanted to have a bit of a change. This full moon in Leo is happening across from Pluto and Aquarius in my fourth house. And usually I go through a big transformation or something quite important happens. Um, Check where you guys have Leo in your chart. I have it on my midheaven. So it is, in a way, the energy of Leo has always been affecting my public image. So the way I come across on social media and in personal connections. Yeah. Oh my God, Ashley is saying she just got her power back today. It's been off since Sunday. The ice storm hit Nashville really hard. Oh my gosh, Ashley, I'm so happy that you're doing okay, that at least, forget about the electricity, forget about the internet. It's good that you are still alive and well. I'm so sorry you had a horrible week. Oh, sweetie. I'm gonna pull some cards just for you, okay? Yeah. Okay, I'm happy that the sound is back on. It's okay, crew, we're gonna make it through all the adversities, all the challenges. Times are changing. It's a situation is in the flux. And as I'm saying, sometimes it's good to take these changes into our own hands, but sometimes changes are unavoidable because they are related to bigger things that are larger than us, like political problems or societal issues or weather, right? Mother Nature. Oh my God. Yeah, but don't worry, guys. Tonight I have here, um, if you can see them, all of these decks were sent as a gift to me this week. So just this week, I received all of these decks. One of them is from Abhijaya, and the other ones are from Mariam. And Mariam is, why do I keep receiving comments with no sound? What's going on? I don't know. Maybe it's from the previous live. Oh, okay. I'm realizing right now that because I went into the live stream twice. Some people are going on the old live stream, so I have to find a way to delete this one very quickly so that people will stop going to the old one. I tied my hair so that there will be a physical distinction between the old one and the new one as well. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with very fast hacks. So just give me a second, guys. Yeah, exactly. So I have two lives on my channel at the moment. I'm going to delete the old one so that people will stop commenting or tuning in live to the old one. Okay. Madness. Okay, chaos. Yes, as I said, this full moon in Leo is sitting in opposition from Pluto. At the moment, we have Venus, the Sun, we have Mars, and I believe we still have Mercury in Aquarius. So it's a stellium of planets in Aquarius sitting in opposition from this full moon in Leo. And as you guys know, Leo energy is not tame, it is very powerful. So, yeah, no wonder that we're having electricity issues. We're having issues with our work because Leo rules over work, career, things that are related to what we attract and how we appear in the world. Yes, Mercury is still at 19 degrees in Aquarius. Yeah. And we have Pisces is at 28 degrees. Yeah, oh my God. And Uranus is at 27 degrees Taurus. Yeah, so exciting times, exciting times, lots of changes, lots of technical issues. We are also in the shadow of the Mercury retrograde. Yeah, because on the 27th of February, we are going to have the first Mercury retrograde of this year. I was looking at Mystic Medusa. She's one of my favorite astrologers from Australia. She's a Pisces Sun as well, and she took a break because all of this Saturnian energy, I'm sure that it was heavy for her as well. And she recently came back and she announced that all of the all of the retrogrades, the Mercury retrogrades of this year, are going to take place in water signs. So Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpios, get ready to rethink a lot of things in your life. There could be many people coming back from your past. Maybe you left a lot of open threads with people, and those threads are going to finally come together into a cohesive whole. You're going to make sense of a lot of relationships. You may have to change your plans or tweak your plans. And this is also a wonderful, wonderful year for anything that has to do with art. So, creating things that come from our unconscious mind, and dream work, working with your dreams, keeping a dream diary is wonderful. I highly recommend to everyone out there. It is therapy, it is medicine. If you start recording your dreams and reflecting on them, you will release some things from inside of you, and it is to a large degree life changing if you get into the practice of it. That's what I'm basically training to do at the moment. Thank you, Ashley. I'm so happy that you love my new look. It feels more like myself. So the old look, I wasn't feeling very comfortable with it because I felt like I outgrew it. And now I feel like this, I love my dark hair. It's just that I posted on Instagram earlier today about my hair. um I love having dark hair, like really pale skin. Um, but it reminds me a lot of my mother. My mother is naturally like this. She's a very beautiful woman. She has naturally these kind of like striking, contrasting looks. But when you have a difficult relationship with somebody, you don't want to look like them. So I was always kind of avoiding having dark hair because of that. But now it was just like, you know what? Fuck it. My analyst is constantly telling me all the time, it's important for you to be aware of things. And then when you are aware, if you still want to go and do them, then go and do them. Don't repress yourself. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do at the moment. I was also very much inspired by Ghost in the Shell. You guys know the anime, right? Or the movie with Scarlett Johansson. I just love her look. I love the curtain bangs. I love the whole cyborg military kind of futuristic Japanese theme style. So yeah, I wanted to look like that. um, yeah, so I also feel quite Japanese because I'm like sitting on the floor right now and I'm with my blanket underneath my very small table. Yeah, it feels very, very cozy. Ashley is saying that during a retrograde, she came across letters between her and her mom when she was around 18 years old, and oof, lots of emotion seeing those. Ashley, that is so precious. These moments when you come across like old pictures or letters or emails or like a fragment of you when you were little, they are so valuable, and they really get you right here. You are so kind. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing, and I'm really proud of you guys how you've managed to pull through with all this difficult energy. I mean, we all know that 2025 was a dumpster fire. We had such difficult astrological transits, and now it's not that much. We're very close to the finishing line. We are going to be having in February a lot of planetary changes again. Um, we are going to finally have Saturn in Aries, finally, to stay there, no longer backing, doing this weird backup move through Pisces and then back into Aries again. In April, Uranus is going to change. We are going to enter this month, well, February from tomorrow, we are going to enter a new lunar year. We're going to enter the lunar year of the horse. We're going to have two eclipses. Yeah. So again, change upon change upon change. But it's important. It's so important when there are these massive changes, um, for you to really find shelter and safety inside of yourself. Because, yeah, sure, we have things, we have attachments to people, attachments to objects. We want things, we have goals, we are ambitious, we build things and we like to keep them. But when changes come and they reconfigure us, it's a wonderful moment at the same time as it is frightening. It's a wonderful moment to really start to understand that you are the most reliable thing in your life. That even if you think that you don't have so much, you actually have everything, because the most important thing is to have a good connection with yourself, with your psyche, to be centered, to feel at peace in the middle of a storm. And how can you feel at peace in the middle of a storm? When you understand that everything is transient, you know, objects come and go, relationships come and go, money comes and goes, yeah, good luck comes and goes. Pain and hardship are limited, they will not last for the entirety of your lifetime, just like joy and pleasure and excitement will not last forever. So when you come to a realization that what all of these experiences have in common is the core of you, and you feel very much in touch with yourself, it's like it gives you like a shield, like a protective field. I don't know how to describe it, but when you are very centered, it's like a lot of things can happen around you, but you are grounding energy, and like it's very hard to move you about. It's good to have comforts in life, obviously, but life is not only about comforts. And if hardship happens in your life, welcome it, because it is pushing you to understand deeper who you are, to understand what you value. I think this is what I'm trying to take as the gold from this very difficult experience of having Saturn going through my sign in the last 2.5 years. Um, and I'm just noticing I was actually sitting on my phone. Yes, the guru sitting on her phone. Um, yeah, so I just want to show you the decks that I have. Should we just get into this? I don't want to prolong it too much. So, first of all, Mariam sent us this deck, which is called Kate Forsett's Fairy Tale Oracle. I mean, this is amazing, right? Find your way through the dark forest of life. This is the tag. And yeah, it has this kind of like red string. And when it opens up, it says inside, fairy tales are stories in which the suffering at last comes to an end. How beautiful, right? So I'm going to pull a card from this fairy tale oracle. I think it came at the right time because at the moment, as part of my studies, I'm reading a lot about fairy tales and dreams. Yesterday, I was really stuck on trying to understand the father complex in a woman's life from the perspective of the fairy tale of Bluebeard. I still don't think I grasped it completely, but I will continue reflecting on it. But yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating the power that certain stories have over us, and how stories sometimes can give us clues as to how we can manage our relationships. So let's see, for the collective that is currently present in the chat, for my beautiful people present here, what general energy is available to us at the moment? Hansel and Gretel, the dark forest. Okay, okay. So the keyword here is initiation. Okay, so it seems like this full moon in Leo, instead of being like the crowning achievement of a big cycle or a celebration of something, it's almost like it's opening up new doorways for us. This full moon is behaving a little bit like a new moon. Yeah. Oh, Miaugo is asking me, by the way, Lexi, is your book on father's love available somewhere? Yes, you should definitely find it on the publisher's website. It has been published by a UK publishing house called Palgrave Macmillan. Let's see if I can actually put the link in the chat. I've never done anything like this, but there is a lot of energy related to my book at the moment. Oh, you can actually find it on Amazon. There you go. You can find it on Amazon. So it's great because you can buy it in a variety of different formats. Because I think the publishing house only offers you one option, which is hardcover, and it is the most expensive. So there you go. There's where you can find my book. I just put the link in the chat for those of you who are interested. A lot of people have been talking about my book. I noticed that my book is being sold by one of our biggest retailers. So Romania kind of has the equivalent of Amazon because we do not have Amazon in Romania. We do not have Amazon.ro. So that's why I have to have an Amazon account in Germany because it is the closest warehouse. But we have an equivalent site which is called Emag, and they were selling my book for a ridiculous sum of money. I am not making any money out of the sale of my book because I did not get a percentage of the sales from my book inside my book contract. I just got like 5 copies of my book and a lump sum of money when I handed in the manuscript. I was very naive. And well, not really naive. I knew that it was a compromise, but I just wanted to get my book published, and I had no idea that it will be so popular. So now the publishing house is making money out of me. But there is a system, there is something called the Licensing Association in Britain, the Authors Licensing Association in Britain, ALCS. And if you sign up your book with them, every time somebody purchases your book and puts it in a bookstore or in a library, you get a small percentage of the sales of the whole process. So I do make a little bit of money each year just from being part of that association of authors. So for everyone out there that has published a book and you signed a shitty contract and you live in the UK or you published your book with UK publishers, please go and sign up with ALCS. They are amazing people and they help you get back some of the money from the work that is naturally yours. Because publishing house just swindle you. I mean, they are businesses. They have to find a way to earn a living, right? Yeah, but I still don't regret it. I mean, it is published with the publisher that I wanted. It looks exactly like I wanted it. I chose the color. I chose the to be part of a collection. I wanted to be part of a collection of family and relationships. So yeah, no, don't worry. Libra Sun lady is so kind. She's saying, "I'm sorry that happened to you." Um, I'm not a victim because, as I said, I was aware that I was entering a bad deal, but I was like, fuck it. I just want to get my book published, you know? And the fact that I had the book contract helped me secure my job because if I didn't have the book contract, I wouldn't have been hired by Oxford Brookes University to work as a lecturer because that's what they want to see. They want to see when you go to a job, to an academic job interview, especially in the UK, because they are obsessed with something called REF, which is the way in which universities are being scored and given money. They want to see that you can produce work. So I went to the job interview with 5 published articles. I went to 8 different conferences before that interview, and I had a book contract and another book on the way. So I was like, gold. And I knew that I was entering into another exploitative relationship, which was the relationship with a university. So somehow, how should I say? I'm not a victim. I am aware that sometimes I'm entering relationships that are bad for me or exploitative situations, but sometimes these are the only options you have in order to reach the ultimate goal that you want to get to. So sometimes you have to shake hands with the devil in order to reach the bigger goal. Because when I will die, nobody's going to remember that I had a bone to pick with that publisher, or I entered a shitty deal. When I will die, people are going to see my book, and that's what matters. It does, anything else doesn't really matter. Everybody's going to forget about what I believed about that or what I liked about that. People are just going to remember what I created. This is what's going to outlive me. That will be my child. That will be my legacy. And sometimes, aware of this, I am like glossing over the shittiness of situations and everything, because I'm just like thinking, when I will die, this will exist. I don't care what I had to go through to make this happen, but this will outlive me, because nobody cares about petty problems and squabbles and like ego battles. So yeah, think about that, guys. When you are thinking about your legacy, when you're thinking about your work, sometimes you just have to, as I said, make compromises. Sometimes you have to deal with insufferable people or get into bad deals just so you can put your work out there. And then the thing I love the most, and that really makes me so excited, is when I receive a notification from research.net or academia.com that somebody read my work or cited my work. It's just like, that's when I know that, what I did makes sense. What I did is valuable. I don't care about the money. The money comes and goes. Sure, it's good to have money to live, but I do have that, so I'm okay. And the important thing is that people are using my work, and it's kept alive. The ideas are kept alive, and they're helping people, and they're reaching people, and other people are finishing their PhDs quoting some of my work and the work of other people. So I'm just like, I cannot think of a better compliment. I cannot think of a better and more wonderful way to have my individuality honored than that. And because we're speaking, I kind of went into this personal example, but we are speaking about Leo energy, and Leo energy is about what is the center of your life? What do you attract? Because it is about solar power. Yeah. It's about strength. And it's about discernment, knowing which battles to pick and which battles to lay low. Don't waste your energy with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You don't have to fight the patriarchy every day, just in increments. When it really matters, fight it. I was kind of like stuck with this card over here. We have Hansel and Gretel. I pulled, for those of you who just joined us, I pulled it from this fairy tale oracle. So we have here initiation. Hansel and Gretel are depicted here just about as they are to enter the forest. So these are two children who had a really awful home life, and they had to escape. And the problem is that they escaped into a realm that was equally beautiful, but also dangerous. The forest is such an archetypal symbol. So it's about the adventure of starting life on your own. But the problem is that sometimes you have to deal with the emotional baggage that you left home in order to not fall into the trappings of being abused by other people. Because what happens to them is that they go into the forest, and it's interesting because they maintain a connection with the house due to the fact that they spread those breadcrumbs in the forest so that they will find their way back. It's just that the birds and all the animals eat their breadcrumbs, so they get lost. So in a way, even if you come from a broken family, you still want to keep an open door to them. You still want to forgive them and allow them. But other forces bigger than you, potentially the forces of life, or how events shape up, they sometimes can block you from going back there. And sometimes that may be in your own benefit. The problem is that if you have been a person that comes from a broken past, or suffered a lot in their family life, oftentimes as you go into the adventure of life, you tend to meet a person that becomes like your challenger, your nemesis, a person that really is holding up your trauma and makes you face it. And this is the evil witch in the forest. When they travel through the forest, they encounter this beautiful gingerbread house. And they were poor children, and they didn't have access to sweets back then. And anyway, even if you are the richest person in the world, it will be very hard to resist something sweet that is being given to you for free, right? It's like, oh, sweets, great, let me have some. So these children who are ravenous, who are lost, they find this gingerbread house, and of course they're going to go for it. And like myself with the book contract, they enter a bad deal because they had no idea that the woman who was being so kind to them and feeding them is actually feeding them in order to eat them, right? Preparing them to devour them. So that's kind of like the experience. You get to see it in a different way. If you think about the fairy tale metaphorically, the witch in the woods is a publisher, is a bad boyfriend, is a boss that reminds you of your mother or your father, right? And you enter into these bad deals with them thinking that it's going to be something sweet, thinking that, oh, wow, what an experience, right? I found my gingerbread house, only to find out that that person had some negative intentions and actually they were trying to use you for a different goal, right? And this happens to all of us in, this turbo capitalistic era that we're experiencing at the moment. Everybody's being used in some way and is trying to use something or somebody else to make money and survive. So it's a beautiful fairy tale. And at the same time, I kind of feel like it's important to face the danger, to look at danger in its eyes and to kind of like not run away from it, because that's how, when you confront your fear, when you confront the danger, that's how it gradually loses power over you. And that's what they do, right? They confront the witch. I don't remember exactly the details of how the whole situation goes down. I don't remember if they have help from somebody else from the outside. I think that they do have the help of a huntsman, or like somebody else helps them escape from the witch. I'm going to have to read the fairy tale again. It's been a while since I read Hansel and Gretel. Ashley is like, give me all the sweets. Wow, and Edwana, I have a 29th degrees Leo sun. Let's just check at exactly what degree is this Leo moon taking place in. I'm just really curious about the degree because degrees are important. Um, to be fair, guys, the full moon is taking place tomorrow, but tomorrow I am going to spend some time with a friend. So I just decided to do all of my work today. It's 13 degrees. So we have a full moon in Leo at 13 degrees. It is affecting the heart, the blood circulation, the blood pressure, and the heart rate. So you need to be careful with these organs at the moment. And to be honest, I have been feeling a lot of heart palpitations in the lead up to this Leo full moon. WAESRTF is asking, didn't she leave breadcrumbs behind them and someone followed the breadcrumbs to find them? Yeah, that's what I was saying. Hansel and Gretel did leave breadcrumbs behind them so that they could trace their way back home. But I remember that in the story, and that was the shocking part to me. I think the little birds in the woods are eating up the breadcrumbs, so they get lost and they cannot find their way back home. Because that was the whole point. It's like they have to deal with this danger by themselves, because that's what builds them up into adults. But I believe that the father finds them or something happens, and I think there is a man that interferes on their behalf and saves them. Yes, and Adwana, you are correct. 29 degrees is the anaretic degree. It is crisis ridden, but it's a degree that can give you a lot of power, but you have to be careful not to be arrogant with the power that you are given. When you have planets and points at 29 degrees, you are given a and you can achieve something wonderful with the energy of that planet that you have at 29 degrees, but you can also lose everything just like that if you are behaving in an arrogant, condescending, domineering way. Yeah. So the 29 degrees has both heaven and hell contained in it, and it's up to you what you decide to do with it. Yeah. For example, I have my sun at 29 degrees Pisces, and I went through periods in my life when I lost a lot because I was being arrogant. Sometimes I didn't even realize it, because it's very hard for you to understand you are arrogant in the process of being arrogant. Sometimes other people react to you in a way that shows you that, hey, hang on a minute, your behavior is out of line, you know? But then I also had moments when I could achieve a lot, when I was being modest and humble and hardworking. So it's up to you what you decide to do. It's like the divine, it has given you a unique opportunity. So the 29th degrees is not all bad, but the crises in your life are happening to shave off your ego. It's a Kali energy. It's very intense. And what does Kali do? She appears in righteous anger to set the record straight. Whenever there's an abuse, an imbalance of power, she appears and, eats the blood of her foes to protect Mother Earth. And she chops the head of the person whose head has become too inflated, too self-glorified. So she's an agent of helping you understand that, you should be humble. Because only by being humble can you achieve your goals, can you connect with other people, and only by being humble can you allow divine energy to work through you. Only by relaxing into it, only by giving yourself to a higher power. And in psychology right now, I'm learning that this is connected to the self. Kali actually appeared on my path when I ran away from an abusive household. She's my patron deity. Oh, and Edwin, I'm so happy that you're no longer in that abusive household. Well done. Well done. You guys are wonderful. I love your stories. Nemosine, I have a moon in Leo, 10 degrees in my natal chart. This full moon is impacting you because it's within the 5-degree orbs. So whatever takes place 5 degrees from the 13th degree and 5 degrees away from the 13th degree, it will impact you very powerfully. Okay, let's continue right now. As you guys are sharing with me your stories, I'm here and I'm going to read them. But I want to show you something else. This is the Villains Tarot deck. This is amazing because you guys know, I think you've seen it in some of my videos. I have that Bad Girls Club t-shirt. It's not a t-shirt, it's more like I don't know, like a hoodie without a hood. How do you call that? A sweater? Oh, my English vocabulary needs a reset button. But anyway, I have it, it's like a gray hoodie-like material thing, and it has the Bad Girls Club, and I have Ursula on it, and I have a Cruella de Vil, and it's just, I love them. I grew up with Disney cartoons, and I was always fascinated by these evil, cruel women in the movies, Let's see. So let's see what villain are we getting with this full moon in Leo energy. A sweatshirt. Thank you, Ashley. You see, you are a native speaker. Thank you, Adriana. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Anaka Star is saying her Mars is in Leo at 24 degrees. Momea, I think a pullover would imply that it is somehow knitted or it has like wool inside of it. So I think sweatshirt is better fitting because, yeah, it's just made out of this kind of like cottony material. But anyway, here are the cards that we got. We got 3 of them because all good things come in 3, except threesomes. or third-party situations. We all know we hate third-party situations. Am I right? Like every time when you listen to a tarot reader and the third-party situation appears, it's like you want to tune out, you want to hide under a rock and to think, why me? Why can I not be the chosen one? Why? Right? I mean, at least this is the feeling that I have. It triggers me every time. But I will say something, and I'm going to put a lot of tarot readers under the bus with this, and I really don't care because this is my belief and it's my channel, and I'm going to say it. Not every third card in the tarot is like the threes in the minor arcana. They don't all represent third party situation. It is just the Three of Swords. Because I see tarot readers who pull up the Three of Wands, right? Or the Three of Cups, and they're like, oh, third party situation because we have a three on the table. No, stop that. I feel like slapping their hand every time when I see that. No, no. In the tarot, in a tarot love reading, if you read it properly, only the Three of Swords indicates a third party situation. And for example, combinations of cards, like when you see three characters from the royal suits, right? You see a King of Wands, you see a Page of Swords, you see a Queen of Cups, and you see the Eight of maybe Swords. Maybe you see the Seven of Wands, because it's about lies and it's about endurance and it's about fighting for love. So you really have to know your tarot in order to do that, not just to listen to a lot of tarot card readings and pick up what other people are saying and then just copy paste it into your readings, you know? Because a lot of tarot readers are doing this. Everybody realized that you can make easy money on YouTube by reading tarot, and they're just like randomly espousing BS, you know, instead of actually sitting down with the cards and really thinking deeply about the meaning and making the meaning of each card personal to them. I mean, I would respect a tarot reader that would actually say, for me personally, the Three of Wands represents third party situations because I was in a connection with somebody and it proved to me that la 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 la. So when you give it a personal flavor, yeah, go for it. I love these kind of interpretations. I love it when I see tarot readers that give personal meaning to the tarot cards. This is the best way you can learn about the esoteric energy of the tarot cards, because they each represent something. And for us, it's like they trigger parts of our unconscious. And then when we put that explanation into words, it widens our scope of knowledge. It's like, aha, now I see the Seven of Swords in a different way, you know? But when you just like randomly hash out what you heard on another channel because you're trying to make a quick buck, trying to tell people what they want to hear, and there are so many channels at the moment doing that. It's so hard to find a tarot reader that tells you the truth as they see it in the cards, because truth is subjective. But like finding somebody that just genuinely reads the cards with no personal agenda of getting rich or trying to sugarcoat things and mollycoddle you into, yes, queen, you found your man. And in reality, that person is super toxic and you should stay away from them, you know, like, for example, I'm crushing on somebody at the moment. I've been crushing on people steadily because Saturn in Pisces has been in my fifth house, the house of short-term love, the house of Leo. And when I do readings for myself, the tarot can be so brutal with me. Yesterday, I was thinking, I was thinking a lot about this man that I recently met, and he is so beautiful. Like, he's that kind of a beautiful type of man that you tend to gloss over other parts of his personality because, you know, beautiful people have that effect on us. We just see them as beautiful and we just go like, you know, I would do everything for you. Shut up. I don't care what you think or what you're doing. You know, I just want to look at you. And like they provoke certain reactions inside of your body, you know, so you feel really good when you're looking at them or talking to them. But then you have to pay attention to what they think and what they say and what they do, because they could be like, I don't know, like awful misogynists or like super into violence or like a little bit like disgusting in their behaviors or the way they treat other people. So you have to be careful because not all that's pretty is shiny and should be with you. And sometimes people who are not that good looking put more effort into their personality and they surprise you with just how intelligent or how funny or how charismatic they are. So they can turn you on by just being themselves, not by how they look, you know. And anyway, cutting the whole story short, I was thinking about this man and I pulled some cards, and I pulled some cards from the fairy tale tarot and from the fairy tale oracle, sorry. And the Bluebeard card appeared, and the Bluebeard card had underneath it, rescue yourself. And I was like, oh, okay, now I understand. This is not love. This is a projection. I am projecting some content from my wounded animus because I've been working heavily since my father passed away to try to understand why have I been so tyrannical with myself, and it's because of my wounded animus. And the wounded animus appears usually in the story of Bluebeard, which I was just learning about from Jungian analysts. And when this card appeared in the fairy tale oracle, I was like, synchronicity. It was like the universe was speaking to myself, be careful. You're building up this love story in your mind, but it is not true. This person is somebody you should be careful with. Warning signs, rescue yourself, because we all know in the legend of Bluebeard, or I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but he was a man that was taking a wife, locking her up in the castle, imposing some limits and restrictions on her, and telling her not to open doors in the castle. And the basement door especially was important, not to be opened. And obviously, if you're a young wife locked in a castle by your husband, you're gonna want to roam around and find out, why is my husband not allowing me in the basement? Right? For us true crime enthusiasts, we all know that shit happens in the basement and in the attic, right? So you need to go and investigate just to make sure you should continue sleeping in that castle. So obviously, the young bride goes and opens the door with the help, I think she finds a key, and with the help of her brothers, I think. And she finds out, of course, the body parts of his ex-wives decapitated and cut into pieces and slaughtered, because that's what Bluebeard liked to do, after he was done with the woman. So with the help of her brothers, she manages to escape, but she's still kind of skated from this whole experience, because living with a psychopathic husband tends to have this experience, tends to leave this imprint on a woman. Anyway, I kind of butchered the whole story. It's a beautiful fairy tale. Please go and read it. It's fascinating. But the idea of Bluebeard is kind of like a warning. Like whenever you see Bluebeard somewhere, it's you have to be careful with that relationship, because you may enter into a relationship in which you could be preyed upon, or you could be gaslit, or you're definitely going to have to appeal to the more masculine side of yourself to rescue yourself from that person. So just as a warning side, Bluebeard is a great reminder for the hopeless romantics to not sleepwalk into relationships. Wow. And Edwana, you're a poet. I couldn't have said it better. This is a wonderful summary. Thank you. And Chris is saying, I read the story in the book Women That Run with Wolves. Yes, I was thinking about that book. What do you guys think about Clarissa Pincola Este's book? Because I have it in a PDF format on my computer, but I keep putting it off. I don't know why, but the symbolism of the wolf as the animal spirit keeps appearing in my life. I actually have it. I don't have my notebook here, but I have my coursework notebook has a picture of a family of wolves. So that's interesting. I think I should give it a try. So you guys love that book, right? Yeah, look at everybody going like crazy about the book. Okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Thank you so much. I've heard many wonderful things about it, so I wasn't sure if it was because people, like, I tend not to go after popular reviews because, for example, people love stupid things like 50 Shades of Grey and the Da Vinci Code. I don't care for these things, so I don't go by popular reviews. So when a book kind of explodes into the collective, I tend to stay away from it because I'm sure that I will find something that I will hate about it. But if you guys are saying that it's good, then I will trust your judgment, okay? Because I trust you guys. Miyogo is saying, it's incredible. I love the book. And this is coming from a lit plus gender studies major. So family. Well, in that case. Okay, let's go back to the cards because I'm going to close this big parenthesis. So we have here the King of Cups. And this is Hook, yeah, from Peter Pan. And we also have here the Seven of Cups. And these are the tentacles of Ursula from The Little Mermaid. And we also have here the Eight of Cups. And this is the hat, I think that, yeah, that Hook is wearing, but it is swallowed by the ocean. Oh my goodness, there are so many cups here. There is so much emotion. And it's fascinating because the guy I am crushing on, He is a water sign. So yeah. So with the Seven of Cups, the Eight of Cups, and the King of Cups, I feel like this energy speaks about something that exists inside of ourselves. And this is the need to do something creative. With this full moon in Leo, I feel like you're going to be maybe overwhelmed by a powerful emotion, much like, for example, Ashley, she said that she had a really shitty week because she was stranded without electricity, right? So that created powerful emotions inside of you, maybe some feelings of fear and apprehension, right? Your safety was compromised temporarily. So, what are you going to do with that feeling? Are you just going to allow it to rule you, or are you going to take it and transform it into something else? You know, like I feel like this is what these cards are telling us, that in spite of the chaos, we see tentacles and octopuses in general. They represent a lack of boundaries or boundaries being flooded, right? And we see with the Seven of Cups, sorry, I always have to think about showing you guys the images in a mirror format. Yeah, there we go. And with the Eight of Cups, this is about, it's a very interesting energy because it is about simultaneously walking away from something that no longer helps you, walking away from something that is painful, but also knowing that you have something else waiting for you on the other side of this risk you're taking. I had in this deck, because that's why I kind of stopped a little bit, because the Eight of Cups appeared to me as I was doing my own inner work. And this Alchemical Visions Tarot, oh my God, it is potentially one of the best tarot decks that exists. The problem is that the cards are huge. Look at this card. It's like you can't hold it just in one hand, right? Look at this. You can't shuffle them. You can only spread them on the floor and pick a card, which is what I basically do. But the way that the cards are interpreted and the way the insights that they give you into what the card could potentially be, it's mind-blowing, honestly. So this is the Eight of Cups from the Alchemical Visions Tarot, which was created by Arthur Tausig. He has a PhD, and I think he's trained in if I'm not mistaken, he is trained in some form of therapy as well, because the interpretation that he does, it's phenomenal. And he does borrow some elements from Jungian analysis. For example, he mentions that the cups over here represent the final alchemical stage that Jung described in the process of individuation of the human being. So, in the process of liberating yourself and finally claiming who you are and knowing who you are. And Rubedo talks about the red state. It is about vitality, creativity, full force, and knowing who you are, claiming authority. And we see here a woman fighting the devil. The devil is coming towards her, and she's keeping the devil away, but she's not looking like, she's not going like this. You know, she's kind of like pushing him away, but looking straight at him. And he said that it's so important, the importance of maintaining eye contact as you're fighting evil, because it's something that can really give some sort of awareness to the person who's harming you. Like if you can maintain the eye contact, you can shame the person, you can shame the energy, you can push the energy back, you know, because through our eyes, apparently our soul lives, or our soul comes across very intensely. So it's kind of like when you are coming face to face with such a force of negativity and so much like damning energy coming towards you, it's important to use your soul power, your eyes, in order to maintain awareness, even as you are pushing it to the side, even as you're fighting it. Yeah. And it's interesting because here we have the sun and the moon, which are the principles of the mother and the father. We have the glyph of Mars, which is the god of war, symbol of masculinity. So this kind of tells me about all of the negative energies in the unconscious that exist inside of this woman, and she's fighting with them, right? The devil can represent a bad mother, a bad father, all the men that have hurt her in her life. And she's trying to cope with this. She's trying to deal with it. She's trying to fight the devil. Yeah. And in this process, she's becoming her own person. She's going from alchemical stage to alchemical stage. She's going from the nigredo, which is the darkening. It's the first stage of the process. That's why many spiritual paths begin with the dark night of the soul. So she's going from nigredo to albedo, which is a leucosis stage or a state of whitening. And suddenly you become more aware. You have these incredible aha moments during the whitening phase. And then it goes into chitrinitas, which is the yellowing. And the yellowing is this phase in which you have these happy revelations. You start to become more productive. Your force, your vitality starts to come up to the surface. And then the final stage is the rubedo, which is the reddening. And this is the final stage, considered to be the pinnacle of personal transformation, at least in terms of Jungian terms of alchemical transformation. Anyway, it's really complicated. I'm still understanding and coming to terms with all of these stages. So I don't expect you guys to understand everything. I barely understand it, but I just thought it was interesting to mention this because we got the Eight of Cups. Yeah. And Edwana saying, I find myself between the Nigredo and Albedo phases of the moment. Yes, me too. I definitely feel like I've just entered the whitening. And this card, when I got it, it's a confirmation that you're entering the whitening stage. And it took me about 6 to 7 months, which I think is quite little, you know. I was definitely in a Nigredo stage for the entirety of 2025. But even in that stage, you can still do wonderful things. I signed up for my training as a Jungian analyst when I was in the Nigredo stage. And I actually mentioned this in the essay when they asked us to submit our application, our paperwork, we had to write an essay about ourselves. And I did say, I feel like I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Yeah, and Edwana, my Saturn is in Pisces too. I feel you. Yeah. Don't worry. We only have 2 weeks left. 2 weeks left of this transit. Can you believe it? Pop the champagne. Pop the champagne. I am so tired. Oh my goodness. I am so tired of fighting people, of deceiving relationships, of crushing on people, and then finding out I'm not actually crushing. I'm just projecting. Those people are not good for me. I'm so tired of establishing boundaries. I have to be so tough with people around me to just be respected, to just be seen as a human being. I have to like be so tough and just say, stop doing this or do this for me or right now that. And it's not in my nature at all. I'm not like that. I'm just exhausted. I'm exhausted of fighting. Yeah. Yeah, taking boundaries is exhausting. And the worst part is when you set those boundaries and you feel like an asshole afterwards. You feel like the worst person in the world and not much has changed. You just continue to live like you did before. It's just you're a little bit more peaceful because by setting that boundary, people are no longer interfering with your energy. So I think the ultimate outcome is peace. I don't even know. I don't know, honestly, because if you have to fight so much to create peace, what are we doing? Like, honestly, what are we doing? What is this life? Can't we just like live in peace? I don't know. Maybe it's naive. So I'm gonna shut up and show you the next deck, which is the Folklore Oracle. Ah! How beautiful it is. I mean, Jesus Christ, I am so blessed. Thank you kindly. Miriam, you are wonderful. And the inside of the box is discover yourself in every tale. So again, we are in the realm of fairy tales. And that's why I thought it was so important to show you these cards because they are so beautiful. And I hope that you guys are going to have beautiful dreams tonight. And you see, she's holding the snake, right? How interesting, because we are just coming off of the energy of the year of the snake. and she's actually holding it in a loving, compassionate way, right? So hang on a minute. Yay, woohoo, just tuned in. Today's my birthday. Excited for first times. A bird just landed on my window and cleared some cobwebs off. I think it is a sign. Happy birthday. You're a little Aquarius. Happy birthday. Wow, you're having a powerful birthday with so many planets in Aquarius at the moment. I think there are 5 planets in Aquarius at this point in time. Yeah, Ashley's saying this is the name of her favorite Taylor Swift album. Yeah. I don't know, guys, but you know, I kind of liked Taylor Swift more when she was with Joe Alwyn than when she is with this guy. I know that she seems happier, but is she? Because, like, in terms of the quality of her work, look at the work that she produced when she was with Joe. Yeah. And she was with him the longest. And look at the work that she's producing with this guy. That's all I'm going to say. Let the work speak for her. Yeah. But then again, I have no idea because, I'm also speaking out of my ass because I don't listen to Taylor Swift. I only listen to the songs that become most popular. My favorite is still Shake It Off. So I have no idea. All I know is what I gathered from YouTube commentary videos, which are famously unreliable. Yeah. Ashley saying, I can totally understand that so much depth in poetry when she was with Joe. Yeah, because I even wrote an article in which I looked at the astrological energies between the three of them. And when I wrote that article, I was a bit against Joe because I heard some like nasty things that he was, in this boys' club and making fun of her. And indeed, the way he kind of treated her was almost like he thought she's beneath him in some way. But I think this was only part of the story. I think that he was doing these things because maybe the masculine part in himself felt a little bit emasculated by her success and power. I mean, it's very difficult to be with Taylor Swift and not be intimidated, even if you're a man or even if you are her friend or her parents, I assume, because she's this powerhouse, right? Say what you want about her, but she is incredibly powerful and phenomenal. So I think that we were just spoon fed in the media a certain version of their relationship because they had this very strong Venus Saturn link in their chart. So she has a Venus in Aquarius and Joe has a Saturn in Aquarius. And when you have this kind of relationship, the Saturn person is idealizing the Venus person. It's like they feel like the Venus person brings sweetness and love and like this beautiful energy exactly in that area in their life where they suffered the most. Because where we have Saturn is where we have our inferiority complex. That's where we have our biggest wound. That's where we have the problem area. That's where we have the tough karmic lessons. And when somebody comes with their Jupiter, their Venus, their Sun, their Neptune on our Saturn, it's like we fall head over heels in love with them because it's like, you bring me what I lacked all my life. You bring me sweetness where I only see hardship. Yeah. So being with her, I think it was incredible for him. At the same time, the problem is that when somebody's Saturn falls on your Venus, you feel controlled by them. You feel like you're in a relationship with grandpa. Yeah. You feel somehow limited, self conscious. Because I'm pretty sure that Taylor was like, hey, I just want to love you. And he was like in love with her in a quiet way, but he may have restricted her in a way, so that's why she was kept away from the world and things like that, because it was that Saturnian control. It's like, I just want to hold you for myself. But Saturn is not like Pluto. This is not like sexual domination or like, I want to hide you in my cellar, Saturn is kind of just boring. It's kind of like we are together. It's a commitment. I love you by showing you that I care for you, by taking care of you, by protecting you, It's a bit like reliable, not so enthusiastic, but you can count on this person. This person's love is there for you each and every time, moment of the day, And this is a kind of love that only gets better with time. So the fact that they were together for so long and they broke up like 5 or 6 years, please correct me in the chat, guys, just shows that they broke off at the moment at which they actually could have had a really big commitment. And I think that was the really awful situation. And if you look at it, who is the one that recovered from this relationship? If you think about it, right? It's the Venus person. So the one that had the Venus recovered quicker than the one that had the Saturn, which goes to show that he was more emotionally involved than she was, but maybe he wasn't showing it. And she needed to see that love more often displayed. So it's very painful. That is a karmic relationship. It's painful because you feel that this person loves you, you know that they are reliable, but they are just heavy or boring, or you feel like you're in a connection with grandpa and life is not so exciting. So obviously she found, a dude that is all muscle and you know not really the most, how should I say, he's not an academic professor. That's how I'm going to put it. Okay, you catch my drift, what I'm trying to say with this. He is an athlete, right? And she obviously found the next athlete and jumped on his lap because she needed some excitement. But what happens after this excitement dies down? Hmm. She doesn't have any Saturn points with him, so I don't know. And as you guys know, athletes are famously they like to cheat on their wives, right? It's a thing. It's a sport. That's what they do. That's part of their pedigree. I'm not saying that all of them. Obviously, there may be some exceptions, but I don't know, Taylor. What did you sign up for? That's all I'm saying. She needed the excitement. She traded long-term love for excitement, and here's where she is. Because she also changed from a Pisces to a Libra. So think about that. Yeah. She changed from the love of a Pisces. If you get that, what are you doing? Why are you running away from that? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm just like mythopoetically arguing with myself. Matty Healy. Oh, let's not get into Matty Healy. Okay, Matty Healy is the sun in Aries. Everybody has a one night stand with the sun in Aries as you're trying to get over an actual relationship. I had it as well. So no, like Aries are just like the fixer, man. Aries are there ready to have sex with anybody at any point in time, especially the men, from my experience. So uh it's inconsequential. It was like girl just needed to blow off some steam because she may have been sexually frustrated. So she desperately craved excitement. I can see that in her. But the problem is that she had all that excitement that she needed in the tour, right? In the tour took it out of her. She had like thousands of people adoring her. She danced and she sang her lungs out right through that amazing tour. So imagine if she stayed with Joe and she had the tour was giving her all the excitement, and then they would have gotten married. Oh my God, right? Think about that. Instead of actually going through this embarrassing breakup with Matty Healy, instead of actually, I don't know, falling in love with an athlete, and creating an album that was subpar from what I understood because it disappointed a lot of her fans. I don't know. And singing about Ophelia. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. I'm gonna shut up. Okay, I'm gonna zip my lips on this topic. Coming back to Revenons à nos moutons, to our sheep. So we have this card, divination. And so just another heads up, because I was talking about Taylor Swift and we got distracted. This is from the Folklore Oracle. And we have here the divination card, number 36. And we see here, how can you integrate logic and intuition? So okay, so I'm reading your stories, guys. Oh, my crush is an Aries rising. Really good. It's better to have Aries rising in general, I think, than to be in love with an Aries sun. Am I saying something awful now? From my opinion, just my opinion, it's just that, yeah, fire sign lovers are a special breed. And you have to be careful how you handle them. You're playing with fire when you're with them. So, they are very hot individuals, but you can't build a relationship just on heat and sex. That's all I'm saying. Also, I'm just going to say the final thing. I've been watching Joe Alwyn in movies with women, and he has incredible incredible chemistry with them. I don't know, it's just so good. Like he really blew my mind in The Stars at Noon. I love that movie. He was together with Margaret Qualley, and they just have such chemistry. Like I don't even remember what happens in that movie. It doesn't matter because all I kept looking is how amazing they are together, and the love scenes were just mwah, and they have such beautiful eyes. Obviously, because they're water signs. He's a Pisces, she's a Scorpio, so they fit really, really well. And also, he had like great chemistry with Emma Stone in The Favorite. If you guys remember the chasing scenes through the kitchen and in the forest, it's just so, I don't know, it's just really good. He translates really well on screen. I want to date Joe. Yes, I want to date a Pisces man. I want to date a Pisces. I just want to date somebody who loves me, to be honest. I don't know if I want to date Joe. But Joe, if you're watching this through the law of synchronicity, I know you're single, you're brokenhearted, you have Saturn in Aquarius, I have Venus in Aquarius, we're both sun signs in Pisces. You know, let's make something happen. Yeah. Whoever is available and wants to love me, I am open. I receive applications. Please contact me, okay? I am just going to completely cancel myself out of after this live. Wow, Myogo, may I ask what did she do? I would never date an Aquarius man after my ex. Yeah, Sagittarius Mars men are a huge red flag for me. What is so special about Pisces men? High vibrational Pisces men can love you unconditionally, and they're very poetic. In general, if you are with a high vibrational, and what I mean by that is a man who is aware, a man who is kind of like working at his power issues, a man who kind of like is trying to be loving and good, although he's aware of his flaws. If you are together with a Pisces and a Cancer man, it's really beautiful because they are very romantic and they are very loving. And especially for women that have been maybe sexually abused or broken by family dynamics, or women who are very afraid of men or not trusting them, being together with a Pisces or a Cancer can be incredibly healing. It can be so nurturing. You feel revitalized. You feel like finally somebody's giving you the love you've been begging other people to give you. So they're very organic. Like the relationship with them just flows. It's very beautiful. But obviously it depends what other things you have in your birth chart, because if you have Saturn in Pisces, Saturn in Cancer, you're not going to feel the energy in the same way. You're going to feel some restrictions, the need to control them. So you have to be very careful. That's why it's so important to study your birth chart and to know that. I have Saturn in Sagittarius, and I really like Sagittarius energy, but it also provokes in me this need to micromanage them. And it's very hard to micromanage a Sagittarian because they are very wild and free by nature. And also, I have Mars in Taurus, and I'm very drawn to beautiful Taurus men. But the problem is that I always end up fighting with them, or I have these like control struggles with them because it's Mars energy. So Mars brings up this side of me. So you need to be aware of the energy in your birth chart in order to see, in order to understand your shortcomings, and in order to understand what may trigger you and what star signs can trigger you the most. Shooting his shot on the internet is how Travis got Taylor, so shoot that shot, Lexi. Thank you, Ashley. As an Aries myself, I see Pisces men boring. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. That's a very valid point to have. I feel that, for example, Virgo men are very boring to me. I like them as workers. I think that they can be very good, skilled practitioners, but I never dated a Virgo, and I think I will never date one. So, yeah. Let's see, Gabriela. Hey, Lexi, my B-day is February 5th, and I'm a Leo rising. I don't know how to feel about these new transits. Are they cute? I don't know if they're cute. Transits in general. You are a Leo rising and you have a sun in Aquarius. Girl, this energy is all about you. I mean, Gabriela, your life is changing before your eyes. Pluto is really going to change your relationships. So you have to do a lot of work to try to understand how you come across in relation to other people, because Pluto in the 7th house is going to activate your shadow energy. Yeah. So you have to learn and read a lot about the shadow and figure out ways to work with it in your personal connections. I had Chiron in Virgo and dated Virgos and will never do it again. Hopefully, Aries Sun, Scorpio rising. Oh, it's such a love story between Aries and Virgo. Most of the couples I see have this energy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. They feel so drawn towards each other, but I believe it's a marriage made in hell. But some couples make it work for years, you know. Aries can have a really controlling nature. Like Victoria Beckham recently said that she's a control freak, for example, and she's a sun in Aries. And we all know about Virgo tidiness and cleanliness and need for order and control freakness. They are famous in the zodiac. So maybe this is what brings them together. And Aries feels drawn, like the control freak nature of Aries is drawn to the control freak nature of Virgo. I'm not saying that this is the entirety of their personality, but they do have this compulsion, right, towards organizing, taking things into their own hands, right? So maybe that's why the attraction exists there, right? Just like the messiness of a Sagittarius is usually super attracted to the messiness of a Pisces, yeah? I see a lot of couples of that side. Pomea is like, what's wrong with Virgo? I'm a Virgo sun, but Sag rising. There's nothing wrong with Virgo. We're just talking here about certain tendencies that we have, because, you know, we all have flaws and qualities, and certain tendencies that we have to get on the nerves of certain people. I get on the nerves of many people, don't worry. So it's not that there is something wrong with Virgo. It's just that sometimes some of our shadow aspects tend to attract the same type of partners, you know, towards us. Why don't you do astrological videos? Nelisha, I have a whole channel only with astrology. It's called The Spiritual Cosmos, and I highly recommend that you subscribe. I'm going to film tonight something called the Astro Scoop, which is about giving you the forecast for the month ahead. So please go and check it out. I'm also, after I stop this live, I'm going to be filming the shorts, the astrological shorts on this channel to tell you about the energy of the month ahead. Did I pull a card from the folklore? Yes, we pulled the divination card. I want to show you another deck, which is the Enchanted Forest Felines Tarot. Like, I'm really building a mini collection of cat-themed tarot decks. So let's see. Thank you, Momea. I really appreciate your subscription, guys. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And you're really helping me out, you know? Okay, so let's see. From the Enchanted Feline Tarot deck, let's see what energies do we have at hand. My cute shell-shaped hair clip. Wait, I don't know how to put it so that you guys see it, because it's kind of hard to see it from the back. It kind of has these prongs over here, and I think I can actually attach some flowers or some things to it. But yeah, thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. I got it from a store that had some marine headpieces. So yeah, let's see. From the Enchanted Feline, Forest Feline. Are these like, wait, are these wildcats in the forest? What the? Yeah, they're wildcats in the forest. Okay, let's see. The Ace of Branches. Okay. Look at this. It's like the cat of God. Sorry, the hand of a cat god. That's a sentence. The hand of a cat god is swooping up from heaven to help hold the branch for this cat who is just here to pick up the coins. Oh, so this is the Ace of Coins, I assume. And then we also have the Death card. Oh, look at this. Oh, this cat is praying. Wow, this is so sweet. And the two cats that are looking in the background. And then we have this rose tattoo on the tree. So we have a positive new beginning that brings with it a really powerful transformation. We have Scorpio energy. Something is released for something else to come. Libras and ladies saying, I was so sad today. This live stream helps with my mood. You have the power here of the enchanted forest felines. Okay, so here is the death card, taking away our sadness, taking away our pain, and helping us build something new. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling like this full moon in Leo is a reset point. It's like I remember last year around the same time, there was a full moon in Leo, and I had like probably the worst moment with my neighbor. I was living in that old place, well, the place that I used to own, and I had that violent neighbor, and he threatened me with a knife around the full moon in Leo that time. And because I argued with him again because he was being noisy, and he threatened me with a knife, and I called the police on his ass. And the police pretty much were useless. And I started crying and shouting, "You guys are fucking useless." And I just slammed the door and I decided I'm going to sell my flat and completely change my life. So that's what I did. Because I was tired of the violence. I was tired of the police not helping out. I was tired of drunks in front of my front door. I was tired of people beating their wives and you could hear it through the walls. It was just a horrible, horrible building to be in. And even though I was happy that I had my own place and I didn't have to pay rent anymore, here I am paying rent again because I chose poorly. I guess I didn't choose the right neighborhood. Thank you, everybody. It really helps. But the worst part about the horror experience was not even the neighbor. I don't care anymore about these people. I know that they're hurt people and they just want to hurt others. The worst part was being comfortable with the decision I had made because I was blaming myself so harshly for selling my place. And the worst part was that I sold my place and I was aware I'm never going to be able to buy a home again, you know, like with the rising costs of everything, because like last year saw a surge in prices on everything. And I was just thinking, oh my God, you know. So that was the blow. That was the biggest blow. The fact that I lost my home, you know, that I lost the role of having property. It was not so much about the owner. I mean, I really don't care. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. A cozy little cottage might be the only thing I will afford, seeing as the economy is going. Hopefully, fingers crossed, you know. But I'm looking into that. Yes, Ashley, you're correct. I'm looking into that. I'm looking to buy some sort of land, at least maybe a piece of land. I could at least kind of maybe pay some people to give me a disused bus, and I could DIY that bus into a home on my land so that nobody can F with me anymore. Or maybe create a tent or like a trailer park on my land. I don't know. I'm thinking of all sorts. Like maybe I could buy a container home from Amazon or something. I don't know. It's going to be a DIY project 100%. But yeah, you know, like the most romantic thing to me, the most romantic thing that my future partner can do for me is buy me a home. Like if you buy me a home, I am yours forever. Just buy me a home, you know? You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to work at your personality or give me diamond rings or marry me with a white dress or I don't know. Just buy me a home and I'm yours. Yeah, I'm that easy. I'm joking, of course. But yeah, do you guys remember in The Office? Have you seen The Office? Um, in there is that moment when he buys her a home And that is just like pure orgasm to me. And the face that she has is like, you bought me a home? Yeah, Ashley is like, yeah, I will take a shed, at least a shed on our property. The American office, the good office. Yeah, I really don't like the British office. I know everybody's saying it's hilarious, it's the best one. No, it's not. The American office is the good one. Okay? Trust me. It is the good one because it has that love story between Pam and Jim. The British one doesn't have that. So, yeah. I just love Pam and Jim are like couple goals to me. I know that they're very simple, ordinary people. I know that they have their flaws, but oh my God, he bought her a fucking home. That's all I'm gonna say. Uh, get yourself a man like that. Yeah, and of course, Michael Scott. I mean, nobody can beat him. He's comedic genius. Yeah, yeah. I think it's around for season 6, maybe. But he does. He buys her a home. Yeah. I mean, from the beginning, the way he confesses to her that he's in love with her, Jesus Christ, I love that scene. It always makes me cry. Oh my God. Yeah, it's so sweet because it happens in this common everyday environment. You can imagine it happening to you, you know? Michael and Holly are couple goes too with the clown painting. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just love the show. I still have one more deck for you guys, and this one could be the most outrageous. It's called Cowgirls and Aliens Oracle. Yeah. And it's given to us by Abhijaya. So I'm kind of, I still have a package to pick from the post office. So I'm kind of apprehensively thinking, did Mariam send me more decks? What is going on? Because I didn't order anything. So we will see what happens. Jim says the clown painting is not coming off the wall. You guys, you have to stop. I'm trying to concentrate. I'm working here, okay? Stop putting these things in the chat. So I'm just gonna just grin like an idiot and not do my job. So I'm gonna pull a card for all of us from the Cowgirls and Aliens. Let's see. Ho ho! Look at this, royalty in the house. The Alien Queen, number 19. And her indication is, I will celebrate my successes. Very fitting to a full moon in Leo. We have the queen in the house. Although she may be alien, let's not judge, okay? Let's not discriminate. We welcome any type of races, whether they are human or earthling, earth-based or intergalactic. Yeah. What was that thing with the Klingon thing? In peace and prosper, or go in peace and prosper? I don't know, because I'm not a Trekkie, but if you guys are a Trekkie, let me know. Yeah, so I will celebrate my successes. We have to celebrate, guys. It's hard. It's hard in 2026 to think of reasons to celebrate. The world has been completely obliterated by wars. We could have a nuclear war on our hand if Trump takes Greenland. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was just thinking about, how amazing our whole experience as a collective has been, and how I treasure the fact that you guys have been together with me through this whole experience. Because in 2020, when we met, when we were in the middle of a pandemic, we had a brief interlude of relative peace and kind of like opening up in 2021 when people were getting the vaccine and coming out of their houses. And the future seemed very bright in 2021. And then in 2022, we had the war in Ukraine. And then, it just continued war and war and war at very fast succession, one after the other. And not even wars necessarily, but like coups or small dysregulations or small brawls or revolutions inside a country. But it's just like, complete disintegration. And I blame Uranus and Taurus for that. So it's amazing that we made it through so much. It's amazing that we're still here, that somehow we are able to still pay our bills and have food. And even though occasionally we are blocked from having electricity or scared by all sorts of things that are continuously happening, we are still here. Most of us, I assume, are Pluto in Scorpio, and it is our God-given right to regenerate after intense trauma, to constantly keep transforming ourselves. You know, we are the Transformers generation. So yeah, and you Pluto and Sagittarius guys, it's like you guys are like very wild at heart. You are wildlings, because Sagittarius energy is very wild and unrestrained, and you're trying to completely change a lot of things, from the job market to the educational system to what we value in society, because society hasn't been built for this wild kind of energy that you guys have, you know. So I completely understand you, and I try not to judge the Pluto and Sagittarius energy, because it's like judging my own generation, and I love my generation and I understand them. So yeah, we can celebrate having fun in this chat. Okay, and on that note, I'm going to begin taking a couple of what hour? Oh, we're already 1 hour and 25 minutes into this. Wow. Should I use a different tarot deck? No, I think I'm just gonna use the cat one. Let's not use the villain one, yeah? Let's keep that one for a rainy day. Okay, so let's see. I have also eaten most of my lipstick. I'm just gonna leave it like that. You know, it's so strange because I have 3 lights on me, but I have the feeling that it's not that light. I don't know why. Okay, maybe like this. Somebody saying that they just saw my hair clip. It looks stunning. So I'm gonna show you guys because you keep commenting on it. This is how my hair this is how my hair clip looks like. It looks like an alien spaceship or like a piece of coral, you know. And it has these prongs over here, so it can also be used as a weapon. You know, if somebody like tries to attack me in the subway, or I'm coming back home and it's night, I can just take my let my hair down and kind of use it as a weapon to impale somebody. Oh man, I'm sorry. I just, you know, have these kind of like self-protective fantasies lately. Yeah. No, I wouldn't use it to attack a person. Don't worry. Yeah. So let's see. What is coming next in love for Chris 33 Joy? I dream of meeting someone, but I'm scared of dating. You have to face that fear. You have to face that fear by just going on a date. What is coming next in love? Yeah, exactly what I was saying. We have the Eight of Dandelions, which is the Eight of Swords. So this is about you're keeping yourself imprisoned. All you have to do is take the blindfold off, you know, stop restraining yourself so much and go out into the world, you know. The Eight of Swords is about a self-imposed prison. Let go of the fear, go and date. Okay? So you're going to face your fear. That's what's coming up next, Chris. Ashley saying, I'm also like Lexi, where sometimes I'm tired beforehand and then we get going and I feel better afterwards. This happens to me in groups lately a lot. Like I feel a bit tired or sick and I join a group and then I feel so much better. And 3 hours have passed and we've been talking and I don't know how they flew by, you know? Momea saying mermaid brass knuckles. Ooh, that's a fashion statement as well. Imagine like a Dior creating mermaid brass knuckles, and then we just buy cheap knockoffs on AliExpress. Okay, so user J5Z2Y3. Guys, why are you doing this to me? Get better usernames. Why do I always pull Seven of Swords in my self-tarot session? Why do you always pull Seven of Swords? Let's see. It's telling you something about your finances, your role in your profession, in your career. We have the King of Pentacles. I feel that also in a relationship with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn man who's slightly older than you, you're not seeing something. This man could be deceiving you, but you're not seeing it. You're preferring to just gloss over the red flags. Okay, so be careful with an earth sign man who's older than you. Yeah, he could be lying to you. Does David like me? WAESRTF. Nine of Saucers. Yes, he likes you. He feels like you are a wish come true. He feels very happy when he sees you. He definitely is crushing on you. Okay, he has feelings. Lucky thing. Samela, what am I overlooking right now? I think that what is going on is that you are just closing something. You're about to end something. You're about to say, no, that's it, I'm done in a part of your life because we have the world. But the thing you're closing is not because you are upset, it's just because you are having a successful ending. So something is naturally coming to an end. Maybe you are finishing your job contract. Maybe you are very soon going to relocate. Maybe a relationship that you didn't enjoy is finally being removed from your life, you know? Or you're just getting a degree, you're finishing your studies. So something is ending, it will be successful, and you just need to relax into it. You're not missing out on anything. You are just at the end of your energy because you have done really good work. So now all you have to do is like this cat, just allow yourself to be carried by all these other cats, you know? It's a time to rest. So you're not overlooking anything, Samela. You're just at the end of something. Yeah. What are Jason's feelings and intentions for Adriana? Oh, this Jason is a keeper. He really feels that you are wifey material. We have the Empress here. He would like to be married and have children with you. Yeah, so his intentions seem to be very honorable. He loves you, he respects you, he thinks you are the best. Also, I'm sorry guys if I haven't been like uploading that much, but I am in the middle of my exam session right now. It will end on the 7th of February. I have finished 2 essays. I still have one more essay and I still have to learn for an exam. So that's going to happen next week. And I hope that I'll be able to upload at least one more reading next week. But yeah, I've been very low on productivity because I just need to spend a lot of time reading and writing and really focusing on psychology at the moment. So my tarot readers have been a little bit low. I've been blessed with a lot of personal orders. So and people have been sending me gifts. So I'm creating personal readings for them. So that's why I've been prioritizing that kind of a work. But as soon as my session of exams finishes next week, I'm going to be able to be more productive. Okay. Okay, there is somebody with a Russian handle, 999. How can I come out of my body? Why would you want to do that? It sounds like you want to dissociate, and usually we dissociate when we are incredibly stressed. Why would you want to come out of your body? Your body is so valuable to you. Stay in it. Your body is your best friend. It's showing you a lot of things. So stay in it. I'm not going to pull a card for that. I'm sorry, but it just stay in your body. I've been single by choice for many years now. Will I open myself to romantic love this year? Okay, so let's see. You want to come out of your body to travel? Why not use your body to travel to where you want to be? Are you talking about astral travel? You have to be careful with these kind of things. Anyway, okay, so coming back to this, Brisa, I've been single by choice for many years now. Will I open myself to romantic love this year? Let's see. Um, yeah, I think you will, and I think you're gonna find a person who is a long-term partner. But I'm picking up on the fact that maybe you should be careful with being judgmental of yourself and of the people that you meet. Your standards could be a bit too high. There's nothing wrong with having standards, but they could be too high for any partner to meet, because we have justice energy, Libra. So they could be this very judgmental, cutting off energy that you sometimes give off. And it's good to be compassionate. It's good to understand the other person so that they can understand you too. Yeah. But I definitely see that you will have the opportunity to meet somebody who will become a long term partner this year. Yeah. And most likely a Libra, or this is your energy. Yeah, it's really beautiful. This deck is so pretty. I mean, look at the back. It's so cute. What does Spirit want to tell me right now from Enedwana? Let's see. Queen of Mushrooms. Spirit just wants to tell you, good job. You're doing really well. More money is coming to you. You're very financially stable, or you will be in the next period. It seems like you are just very settled. You know, you've got everything you need to build. You've got stability coming your way. You are the host with the most. Which intentions has my crush Lewis towards me? So this is for Libra Sun Lady. The Chariot. Ooh, he wants to ravage you. I'm joking, of course, but it's very close to this kind of energy. He wants to take action. He wants to come towards you. He wants to plan a date. He just basically wants to take action, and be with you. He wants to be in your energy. And that's usually a very good sign. If a man is like a satellite bumping around you all the time, that means that he really wants to be with you. He's seeking your company. Yeah, so that's usually the best sign to know if a guy likes you. If you keep bumping into him, if he's constantly around you, then that's a good chance that he's really, really into you. Yeah, he wants to be around you. Um, thank you, Brisa. Thank you so much. What is next in my love life for Igor? Oh, a period of indecision. Maybe you will meet two people and you will not know whom to choose. You're going to be a little bit on the fence about it. It's kind of like, which one? Which one would be the best one for me? You're going to go through a bit of an anxious indecisiveness. It's like, oh, if I choose this one, my life is going to look in one way. If I choose the other one, my life is going to be completely different. Yeah. So because you know this beforehand, you can always plan ahead to know which one to choose, to be a bit more decisive, right? Um, can you say why is it dangerous to astral travel? It's not necessarily dangerous to travel astrally. It's dangerous to want to dissociate from your body. Okay, so that's why I don't want to pull a card for bodily dissociation. Because normally, if you want to dissociate from your body, that means you're dealing with a very difficult life circumstance. And you have to find a way to deal with that life circumstance in order for you to be able to be safe in your body and not to just continue to dissociate. That's not a good coping strategy because it can lead you to psychosis. So be very careful. Um, okay, Momea. My crush is a Pisces. I never dated a woman before. She told me her Virgo girlfriend doesn't get jealous, and I'm a Virgo too. Not sure if my friends want me to be a third or for herself. Oh, Pisces and Virgo. Jesus. Okay. Okay, Momea. But just so you know, you may be signing up for trouble. I did get here the Ace of Dandelions, which is think differently about the situation. Maybe even change your mind because, yeah, you could be signing up for a lot of pain, you know. Really try to think, sit with yourself and write down why are you crushing on this person? I can tell you because in the last 2 years and a half, I've been crushing on at least 10 people. And every time when I sat with myself and I really looked at why is this person so important to me? Why do I keep fantasizing about them? And I sat and I wrote my thoughts. I find out it was connected to something else in my life. And the crush just disintegrated. Because sometimes when we crush on somebody, we tend to project something onto that person. They represent something we want or we want to be, or they remind us of a person in the past that has hurt us or that we were in love with. So sit down with yourself and ask yourself, why am I crushing on this person? Why this particular person, you know? Because it's going to lead you to some really beautiful moments of self revelation. It also seems like it's a very difficult situation that you are wanting to enter willingly. Why? Why would you do that to yourself, you know? Libra Sun lady is saying you can bump into weird spirits during astral traveling. Yeah, and I don't know. You can't really force astral traveling. I mean, I can't, even if I pull a card for you for astral traveling, this is something you do with yourself when you go to sleep. You set an intention or you do some sort of guided meditation to help you travel astrally. But we do that naturally when we sleep anyway, you know? So astral travel is kind of like a fancy way of saying I'm going to sleep and dream tonight. At least this is how I see it, because that's what we do when we dream. We travel sometimes, you know? We travel into ourselves, into our unconscious mind. So that's something that it's kind of like you have to do for yourself. You have to work with the unconscious for yourself, you know? Uh, okay, so Momea saying she's a good distraction from my ex. Ah, keyword distraction, yeah? Who is an Aquarius man, and I think I might want to date women instead. This is good. So the attraction for her is showing you two things. You are not happy with something because you require distraction. Distraction from what? What is causing you this feeling that you want to run away from in your life? And second of all, she's helping you understand that you want to date women. So you see, her role in her life as a crush is not necessarily so that you fall in love with her, get married, have babies, have sex. Her role was to help you understand why do you need distractions and that you want to date other women. You see, crushes help us to understand what we want. That could be part of the fantasy, but it's not the ultimate goal. Yeah. Thank you, Brenda. Really appreciate it. Hi, Gemini. What do I need to know for 2026, please? Okay, so let's see. What does Brenda need to know for 2026? Okay. Oh, page of sauces. And I imagine that this page of sauces is the page of water from what I can see here, because we see the fish, we see the water. This is going to be a year of emotional growth for you, Brenda. It's going to potentially be a year in which you start different relationships. Some of these relationships may happen with younger water signs, Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. And these water signs are going to help you understand your feelings better because you will come in contact with people who are very sensitive, very artistic, very erotic, very poetic. And this is going to help you understand how you sit with these things, how comfortable you are with these elements of life. So, a year of emotional growth for you and a year of being in relationships with water signs, especially younger water signs. Okay? Tea break. Was my missing item lost or stolen? Will I manage to have it returned? What item did you lose, Adriana? What happened? Because the item is significant. Was it a ring? Was it a necklace? Um, was it a phone? Because it means that something surrounding the energy where you were keeping the object could be significant. So I see here the 3 of branches, and I feel like your ring, or sorry, I don't know why I keep saying ring. Maybe it was a ring, but your missing item is gone to explore. Your missing item is traveling. I don't think that it will be returned to you. I think it was stolen and it is traveling with somebody else right now. Phone inside a shuttle bus. Yeah. Your phone is probably somewhere in the north of Africa. I know that a lot of phones get stolen from Europe lately, and they end up, because you can track your phone, and they end up somewhere in Algeria, Tunisia, you know. So, yeah, your phone is traveling. It may actually still be in the shuttle bus. Okay, Miaugo, what is coming towards me right now? We have the 7 of Cups. It seems like you will be spoiled with options. Oh, thank you, Momea. You're so kind. Thank you for the membership. I really appreciate it. So, Miaugo, what is coming towards you right now with the 7 of Saucers? You are going to be spoiled with options, but not all of them are going to be good. One of this option is going to feel like a wish coming true for you. It's a period of a lot of illusions, a lot of like dreamy fantasy moments, and you're going to have to use your logic to understand which of these options is the best one for you. Because some options are going to give you snakes and dragons, other options are going to give you a bowl of fruit, delicious, like I don't know what these are. I think these are herbs, and a home, you see, a house, something stable. So, yeah, flooded with options. Okay, do we have any more questions? If we are done with the questions, then I'm going to have to let you guys go because we're almost 2 hours into this live. Thank you for celebrating the full moon in Leo with me. And I'm incredibly grateful for all the beautiful decks that I just received. I feel super blessed. Thank you for being here with me, guys. I really hope you're taking good care of yourselves. And for those of you who have been through a difficult weather phenomena situation, I'm so happy that you survived. Celebrate your life, celebrate each moment, be grateful that you're still here. I think it's wonderful. And just reconfirm to yourself just how protected you are by God. Yeah. I really hope that you're able to fall into that beautiful gratitude energy. And yeah, I guess I will see you guys. I didn't bring my calendar because I had all of my dates on my calendar, but let's just pull up the chart for the month of February. The next encounter, I hope I'm going to be able to make it, guys, because we will have a new moon eclipse. This is going to be a solar eclipse in Aquarius on the 17th of February. So I hope I will be able to be here. I hope everything goes well because, as you guys know, eclipses can be charged with energy. So, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's put a pin in it. And if something happens, I will let you guys know. I do plan to take a little bit of a holiday. I plan to do some traveling in February, so hopefully everything will go well. Um, it was so nice to see you guys. It was so nice to hang out with you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comments and sharing some of your life stories with me. I'm sorry for those of you who are just joining us. We are about to wrap up this full moon session, but you can see the whole recording on my channel. And you can definitely get some questions prepared and we can have them answered next time. Okay, so that would be on the 17th of February, new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. Wow, that's going to happen in my relationship house over my Venus. So, yeah, it's going to be a couple of days away from Valentine's Day. And it's actually going to be Saturn in Aries period. So, no longer Saturn in Pisces. I'm looking forward to that. Okay, I love you guys. That's it for me. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Stay blessed. Ciao.